Hey, I'm Nick Williams with Medicare Millionaire. My goodness, leads have gotten expensive, but there's one lead that is free, and it's the best lead you can get. It's a referral. It's important that you understand the art of obtaining referrals, and I'm going to talk to you about gathering referrals, the questions to ask. I want to give you a memory jogger for your client so to help them figure out who to refer to you, and I want to go into some detail here. So again, this is very important to your business. You want to incorporate this art of asking for referrals, and you'll get them, and they'll be very easy to sell. So let's just dive right into it. First of all, in your presentation, you want to ask a question during your presentation questions, your fact-finding process. Who is it that helps you with your Medicare, right? And then later you come back to that at the end. Earlier, you told me that your neighbor helps you with your Medicare. What's his name? Okay. And then you go from there. Okay, so that's a referral source. When you're done a presentation, and perhaps the best opportunities if you sold them, but perhaps not, even if you've created a good rapport, I like to say made a friend, right? Then you simply ask, hey, can you help me? Can you help me out? It's expensive to get in front of people such as yourself to create clients. Most of my clients come from referrals. Having said that, who do you know that might benefit from my services? Right? So that's a great question, isn't it? And then we can come back to that with the memory jogger that I'll give you later in this video. Or you just tell them, hey, get your address book. Some of these baby boomers still have an address book, especially the older seniors. So then you can, as you ask for these referrals, you say, well, let me ask you, who do you know? Who do you know that attends your church? Who do you know that's in a club? Who do you know that's, who do you know, which neighbor is it that you talk to about this Medicare from time to time? So you ask questions, who do you know? This is an important question. Who do you respect in that group that you feel would benefit from my services? Understand this, people like to refer down, but they don't like to refer up necessarily. But you want to be referred up. So you say, who do you respect in that group that you could refer me to? And now you might get a different referral. So a very, very important question. Who do you respect in that group? Again, here's another approach. Earlier in our conversation, you mentioned the friend that helps you with your Medicare decisions. Can you tell me a little bit more about him or her? So now they start talking about that person. And now you can get more information, and then you can say, hey, I think that person would benefit from my services as well. What's their number? I'll give them a call. And depending on how good of a job, remember, understand this, your client want to help you. That's very important for you to understand. Now, here's a good line of questioning, and I'm going to just sort of read this straight through. Hey, you know, Betty, I feel really good about the information we covered and that I've been helpful to you. Hopefully you feel the same. At that point, you wait for a response. Well, sure. I met you through a telephone call, but most of my clients are referrals from other satisfied customers. With that said, you previously mentioned Bob. You previously mentioned Mary. You previously mentioned your neighbor. You previously mentioned your family member, your sister, brother. Can you tell me a little bit more about him or her? Okay. Now, there are objections that come up, but not as often as you would think. But there are objections that come up to obtaining referrals. So you simply use age-old rebuttals. Hey, I can appreciate that you would be concerned about referring friends. Most people we meet feel the same way. However, all we want to do is introduce ourselves and let them know of the services we provide, that we are here to help if it is ever needed. With that said, who do you know? Right? Who do you know at your church? Who do you know at a social club? If you get in some of these rural areas, They do have strong social clubs, senior centers. Who do you know down at the senior center? Okay. And here's another way to handle objections. Let me clarify. What I'm asking for is help finding seniors whom I can simply introduce myself. I don't expect that they will have a need for my services. These would be people that you feel I should meet. At a minimum, just meet them. With that said, again, you go right back to who do you know at the senior center that you talk to about Medicare. If you get the right person, this may not be the lead to the person that's going to give you 20 referrals, but maybe the person that they refer you to is going to give you 20 referrals. Here's another one. In working with lots of people, let me share what I've learned about introducing friends. Surprisingly, I find that people appreciate your referring me, and I think the reason is this. Most of us want to find someone we can trust in this area of planning, and probably the most reliable way is through a referral. So you have friends that want somebody that they can trust. They may be talking to somebody in a cubicle somewhere in a far-off city, and that they may be very uncomfortable. They're looking for a referral. Does this make sense? So, you're helping me and you're helping your friends. Here's another one. When somebody says they don't like to refer friends, respond with, how did you come to feel this way? Or, I always prefer to do business with someone when they are referred to me by a trusted friend. Don't you? Again, people want help. Here's some key points. Asking for names is like any other close. Ask, and if you're face-to-face, just put the pen to the paper and wait. Wait for the names. Okay, just wait. Remember to jot down names or other information regarding possible prospects as the sales process takes place. Okay? So when you're talking, they'll mention somebody, write that name down, and then again at the end, say, earlier you mentioned that friend who had a Medicare issue with their Medicare. Can you tell me a little bit more about that person? So it doesn't have to be, it can be anybody that they mention. Write all these names down, take notes. And listen, there's a formal survey, all this stuff you can get on Google. 4,165 households showed that 2 out of every 3 had never been asked for referrals. Yet the majority of people interviewed said they would have given referrals had they been asked properly. Okay? Again, it's asking properly. Can you help me? Most agents will not ask for referrals. The successful agent does what the unsuccessful agent refuses to do. So those are questions you ask, but now I told you I was going to give you a memory jogger. When you ask these questions, so who do you know? Perhaps it's a family member, brother, sister, cousin, in-laws, mom, dad. Who do you know that could use help in your family? Perhaps it's a church, social group, clubs, community organizations. Who do you know down at the lodge, right? Or simply neighbors or friends. Hey, do you talk to any of your neighbors about Medicare? Maybe your next door neighbor back at the fence in the backyard? Perhaps. So you go through a memory jogger, and this is something you want to have a memory jogger. And listen, you could do this over the phone just as well as face-to-face. So it works. And people will open up and give you lots of referrals. Not every person, but if you do this every time, and I want you to ask yourself, honestly ask yourself, are you asking referrals with every single client? And I'll bet you the answer is no with the vast majority of you. And if you would change that, you could change the trajectory of your business. If you're doing great, you would be doing even better. Because again, I'm going to repeat, the referral is the easiest person to sell. Hey, thanks for watching. And make comments. Ask me questions about the information I've given you, or maybe some other videos that you would like from us. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And So that would help us, and it helps our algorithm, helps us get to other agents that need our help. So have a wonderful day.